The ongoing conflict in Gaza takes a grim turn as the exchange of bodies continues, but a crucial question remains. Will all hostages be accounted for? Hamas, the Palestinian militant group, has returned 2 more bodies of Israeli hostages, but claims it faces challenges in recovering the rest. The clock is ticking. Hamas, in a statement, asserts its commitment to the US-brokered ceasefire deal, yet acknowledges the difficulty in reaching and retrieving all the deceased hostages. This comes as a response to US President Donald Trump's warning that Israeli forces could resume fighting if Hamas fails to uphold the agreement. The Israeli Prime Minister's office confirmed the receipt of 2 coffins, awaiting official identification. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, urged the public to wait for the official announcement, which would first be shared with the families of the hostages. But here's where it gets controversial. Senior US advisors providing an update on the 20-point peace plan stated that Hamas has not broken the agreement by not retrieving all the remains. They believe Hamas acted in good faith by returning the live hostages and is working to find and return the rest. However, this interpretation is not universally accepted, as some argue that Hamas should be held accountable for all hostages, regardless of the challenges. If the 2 recently returned bodies are confirmed as hostages, 19 would still be unaccounted for. The first phase of the Gaza peace plan requires Hamas to return all 28 dead hostages. Hamas's armed wing admits the task is challenging, requiring specialized equipment and significant effort. Israel, meanwhile, stands firm on the return of all hostages, stating that the mission is not complete. The defense minister has instructed the IDF to prepare for a potential renewal of the war, aiming to defeat Hamas. This hardline stance adds tension to the already fragile ceasefire. The human impact is devastating. The families of hostages are left in limbo, awaiting news of their loved ones. The Hostages Families Forum identified 3 of the 4 bodies returned earlier this week, bringing some closure, but also highlighting the ongoing tragedy. As the situation unfolds, the UN humanitarian chief urges Israel to open crossings for aid and calls on Hamas to make every effort to return all bodies. The ceasefire plan includes a massive surge of humanitarian aid, but its implementation is crucial. Withholding aid, as some traders and suppliers are accused of doing, is a concerning tactic that affects vulnerable civilians. The US-brokered ceasefire agreement hints at the complexity of the situation, acknowledging the difficulty in finding all hostage remains by the initial deadline. This agreement also includes a body exchange, with Israel returning the bodies of 15 Palestinians for each deceased Israeli hostage. So far, Israel has returned the bodies of 90 Palestinians, with the Hamas-run health ministry confirming the latest release. And this is the part most people miss. The ceasefire's fragility is felt on the ground in Gaza. Residents, like mother of 6 Nevin al-Mughrabi, live in fear of renewed conflict. She shares how food prices have surged as people stockpile, anticipating a breakdown in the ceasefire. This economic impact adds to the trauma of displacement and loss. US advisors suggest creating safe spaces for those feeling threatened by Hamas, but the long-term vision excludes Hamas from governing Gaza. The focus is on aid and reconstruction, with an international security force in the early stages of planning. As the story develops, the fate of the remaining hostages remains uncertain, leaving families and the international community on edge. Will Hamas be able to retrieve all the bodies? And what does the future hold for Gaza? The answers to these questions are yet to be revealed, leaving room for speculation and debate.